Welcome to Subramani. Enough number of people in behavioral finance would have told you that an investor has to see how he behaves or how she behaves far more importantly than knowing how the market will behave. Make no mistake, we all people with degrees like chartered accountancy or CFA know how the returns are to be calculated, what is ROCE, what is RONW, what is ROA, and I'm surprised that people still look at ratios like ROA, because all your new gig economies, like you take your Google, you take your Facebook, you take any of these new companies, none of them have any assets. So ROA may not make any sense because they really have no assets. If in case they have bought campuses, then it's fine, but if they have taken that on rent, then you have absolutely nothing to see what are the assets. All they have is laptops and some systems and storage on cloud and stuff like that, right? So having said that, what are the things that you should look for is simple. Learn about yourself, because what is important is how you behave during a crisis. I have seen, I'm sure many of you have seen videos of 2-3 young girls, must be in their 20s, who were walking and who were confronted by a bear, and the bear comes and sniffs that girl top to bottom and just goes away without doing anything. That is because she could remain calm. She did not get very friendly. She did not try to hug the bear, nor did she try to run. A bear can easily outrun all of us, right? She remained calm. That is her skill. So the greatest thing about investment is how you behave, right? When the market goes down, let's say March 2020, the market went down. How did you react? Did you want to buy shares, or did you did you feel like puking? What were you doing? And in a worst case scenario, let's say your money was in April, your money was in ultra short bond fund of Templeton, and you could not access. Even more frustrating, right? But you could do nothing. Let us say you had 35-40 lakhs stuck in ultra short bond fund. My personal money was stuck in ultra short bond fund, and I was doing an SGP into a US fund, right? So my opportunity loss is that, right? But what can you do? You need to learn how to react to the situation rather than fret and fume and say this is what should have happened. That's theory, right? So learn to read about yourself, see how you will behave, see whether you will panic, see what you did when you were in your 20s, 30s, 40s. If I tell you that I bought in March 2020, it is not a great achievement. It was simply the culmination of 30-40 years of investing. I started in 1979. So I knew I could buy, because every 10 years, every decade, there is some drawdown of 30%, which is a fabulous opportunity to buy. But however, if it is your first experience, let us say you started investing in 2016. So 2016, 17, 18, 19 and 20, you've made decent money, you're done SIPs, and suddenly in March 2020, you saw the market plunge 30-40%. Ability to sit calm is not so easy. It has to be learned over a period of time, right? Risk has to be learned, understood, appreciated, and then applied. Let's take a very simple example. Two great players, one Formula One driver, Schumacher, and one lovely tennis player, Andre Agassi. Both of them had a hobby, or rather used to have a hobby of skiing. Andre Agassi has said in one interview that I love skiing, but I also knew that skiing accidents can be very dangerous and it can put back your career by a few years, right? So I would not do any skiing. Andre Agassi would not do any skiing when he had his tennis career at stake. And he started skiing only after he retired, whereas Schumacher went for a skiing expedition. I'm sure he didn't try anything fancy. Obviously, a guy who knew about risk, he was taking risks during his playing times, right, during his driving times, whatever you want to call it. He had an accident and then that's it. He's been laid low, his career is finished, he's spending money on his treatment, right? So you need to know there is risk, you need to understand there is risk, and you need to apply the risk in your own portfolio, in your own life, right? So whether it is wearing a helmet, wearing gloves, wearing seat belt, taking the COVID vaccinations, these are all safety measures. You're not going to get a gold medal for taking a safety vaccination or wearing a seat belt, but it just makes life a little easier. To see how you behave, make your investments, wear your seat belt, wear your helmet, take your COVID injections. All this you need to do to keep your life safe. It is not going to result in anything. Risk reduction does not give you a gold medal. Andre Agassi did not win a tournament in tennis because he did not do skiing, but it kept him alive, it kept him active, and it made sure that he did not lose a single day due to any injury because of skiing, right? To that extent is what risk control helps you. But risk control is very useful, very essential, because without risk control you could just die, right? So understand the need for risk control and the importance for risk control, and then see how to apply it in your personal life. That is what is about risk. And do you understand risk? You need to understand yourself. Don't just say this is what Warren Buffett did or this is what Ambani did. Their ability to take risk is far greater. Your ability to take risk has to be developed. If you do not have it in your 20s, that's fine. Develop it by the time you're in your 40s or 50s and say, okay, I realize there is risk, so I will reduce my risk. I will take some profits off the table and put it into asset classes which won't fluctuate much. For example, if you have some asset where you got 60% return in the last 1 year or 70% return in the last 1 year, taking some money off the table and putting it into a pension plan, for example, and saying, I will not touch this till I'm 60. I'm only 35, but I've got another 25 years of compounding happening there, which has got 50% debt and 50% equity. I will not touch it. And will take some money off the table from equity and put it into a balance fund. Perfectly all right, right? Do those things. These are risk reduction techniques. This is not going to give you a gold medal or a silver medal, but it is going to protect your assets. And why are you doing that? Because you think the market is overheated. Nothing wrong when thinking that way. Maybe the market will go higher, maybe the market will go lower, but you are protecting some part of your assets, right? You are reducing the risk. For example, if you are driving in the expressway for the first time, you take the cornermost lane and you drive at 60 or 70. You don't want to be driving at 110 in the first lane. Slowly, with confidence, you will start going there. But what is the hurry? There is absolutely no hurry. Learn it slowly, apply it. That's more important. Better to be a Andre Agassi than be a Schumacher. God bless his soul. But yes, you need to understand and apply the risk matrix which you have heard about, right? So learn about yourself, learn about risk, learn about application, see how you will apply it in your life. And remember, risk reduction techniques do not give you any reward, but they keep you alive during bad times. During the month of March and April 2020, your main agenda was to stay alive. It was not to run, right? You developed, you gathered energy, you did that, and maybe in July, August you were up and running. That is great. But to be scared of what is going to happen is natural. For us, pandemic happened at the end of our lives. For somebody for whom it happened in the middle of their lives when they're 35 or 40, it would have been far more difficult and risky and scary. They would have reacted worse than older people like us who thought, okay, life is fine, life can be done online, right? So understand the risk, apply the risk. That's more important, which will happen only when you understand yourself. Thank you.